When to shut it down. I don't know if you've ever been in a position where you have a company or a startup or your project and it's just not going the way you think it should go and you want to shut it down. You know, last week I was in New York and I was talking to one of my good friends and he'd been consulting. That's kind of what he does full time. And he had this other product that he'd been working on as kind of some passion, an extension of his consulting. And it wasn't going anywhere, and he really was wondering if he should shut it down. The answer to him, because I was intimately aware of kind of the progress and the energy he put into it, and I just said, hey man, just shut it down. You know, like focus on the thing that you love doing, that you're really good at, that you can get the value from, versus being distracted. So that was an easy one, but I don't know if you guys know this, but I've had many projects. I probably own like 50 domains. In earnest, probably started another dozen websites or .coms. One of them was called Secret Sender app, which was an easy way for you to send essentially secrets to other people. So like passwords and stuff. I built that with my friend Jeff. And photovino.com, which was this really neat iPhone app. You could take a photo of a wine bottle and get 2 bottles shipped to your house in 3 days. I know, sounds cool. Turns out totally illegal and probably not something you guys should try to replicate. But I've started a lot of projects, I call them. And at some point I have to decide, do I pursue it or do I shut it down? So I want to kind of talk you through that thinking. But the first question I ask myself is, am I passionate about this idea still? And that is the first filter for really anything, both starting and continuing. But am I still passionate about this? Do I still get excited about the idea? Because a lot of times when you get excited, it's because you're not aware of the effort it's going to take or how frustrating it's going to be or the challenges. So once you kind of know that, where you've gone through in a few iterations in the product, it's out there, there's people using it or not using it, then you can ask yourself, am I truly passionate about solving this problem? Or was it just something I had a good idea or somebody said it was a good idea and now you're like, you could care less. So anyways, if you're not passionate about it, shut it down. The second thing I would say is, have you come up with another idea that seems better than that one? So you can still be passionate about that one, and that happens a lot for me, but is the new idea even better, right? Is the new idea, when you think about it, you're like, man, the market's perfect, the timing's great, or the team that you got put together, or maybe a potential co-founder, it's like, oh, this idea is just perfect. And the other one is kind of like totally unrelated. If you come up with a better idea and you feel like that's going to have a further impact, if you have a strategy of where you want your business or your life to go, and you feel like that is the one that's going to allow you to do that, shut it down. It's tough to do it because it's called sunk cost. It's all that time and energy invested to really decide that you're not going to do it anymore. That's hard to do. A lot of people aren't willing to take that sunk cost and throw it away, but really great entrepreneurs can, as long as they do it under the right context. And what you don't want to do is be somebody who starts a lot of little things and never actually gets anything done. What I'm talking about, the passion or better ideas, these are well vetted out. And it actually brings me to the third strategy, which is to give it 3 tries, 3 earnest tries, like real shakes at the can. Like whenever I think about a new project I'm working on, especially when it comes to marketing, I feel like the first iteration, the first time I do it and I put it out to the market, that's like just kind of building the scaffolding. Like everything's there, but it's probably not going to work because it's the first time. I might not get the copy right. I may not set up the ads right. Whatever the reason is, I can't assume the first time it should just work. So I always assume 3 tries. Same thing for a product. If you put it out in the market and then you're like, ooh, it didn't really work as well. Let me get some feedback. You get the feedback from the users. You try it again. And then it's like, a little bit better, but not really. And you're like, okay, let me learn some more. Let me look at the data. And you give it another 3rd try, truly earnest try, and it doesn't work out, shut it down. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like some people have this sense of like, I've got to be tenacious and resilient and keep going. But if the dog doesn't hunt, then stop hunting. Like just save yourself some time. Go find a better idea. Go find something you're passionate about. Maybe you have a friend that's working on a startup and starting to get traction. Like if you think about where you want to end up in your life, you don't want to be that guy. And you see these folks on Dragon's Den where they've invested 20 years of their life in their whole life savings. They've gone into the retirement savings. And just because they feel that somehow this has got to work, this is the idea, and everybody in their life is telling them that it's a bad idea, and they just don't do it. I'm not like there's a fine line, but come on, like if everybody's telling you it's not gonna work and you've given it 3 really good tries, like call it a day, shut it down. Those are my suggestions for you. I'd love if you like this video so that it could widen the impact and the views that other people get to see. Leave me a comment below if you've ever been in that position or if you have any questions for me. Again, I've started 12 different projects that never saw the light of day. I've had to shut them down. I know from personal experience. It's tough, but over the years, when you finally figure ones that work out and you have success, it makes it so much easier because it allows you to focus. I want to challenge you guys to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you guys next Monday.